Good morning, in the name of our King Jesus Christ. Today we are going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 8, and let us start. Who is like the wise man? Who knows the interpretation of a matter? A man's wisdom brightens his face, and the sternness of his face is changed. Keep the king's command, I say, because of your oath before God. Do not hasten to leave his presence, and do not persist in a bad cause. For he will do whatever he pleases. For the king's word is supreme, and who can say to him, "What are you doing?" Whoever keeps his command will come to no harm, and a wise heart knows the right time and the procedure. For there is a right time and procedure to every purpose. Though a man's misery weighs heavily upon him, since no one knows what will happen, who can tell him what is to come? As no man has power over the wind to contain it, so no one has authority over his day of death. As no one can be discharged in wartime, so wickedness will not release those who practice it. All this I have seen, applying my mind to every deed that is done under the sun. There is a time when one man lords it over another to his own detriment. Then, too, I saw the burial of the wicked, who used to go in and out of the holy place, and they were praised in the city where they had done so. This too is futile. When the sentence for a crime is not speedily executed, the hearts of men become fully set on doing evil. Although a sinner does evil 100 times and still lives long, yet I also know that it will go well with those who fear God, who are reverent in his presence. Yet because the wicked do not fear God, it will not go well with them, and their days will not lengthen like a shadow. There is a futility that is done on earth. There are righteous men who get what the actions of the wicked deserve, and there are wicked men who get what the actions of the righteous deserve. I say that this too is futile. So I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for man under the sun than to eat and drink and be merry. For this joy will accompany him in his labor during the days of his life that God gives him under the sun. When I applied my mind to know wisdom and to observe the task that one performs on the earth, though his eyes do not see sleep in the day or even in the night, I saw every work of God, and that a man is unable to comprehend the work that is done under the sun. Despite his efforts to search it out, he cannot find its meaning. Even if the wise man claims to know, he is unable to comprehend. Wow. Wow. Even if the wise man claims to know the meaning of life, he is unable to comprehend it. Well, the Bible says God's ways are higher than our ways. His understanding is deeper than our understanding. And it is wiser to say that I don't know than to say that I know. Well, friends, aren't these indisputable facts of our lives? There is one God, one King over everyone. Even the kings of our world are subject to him. And one day everyone will stand before him and give an account. But while we are here, we are also subject to our kings that rule over our lands. And this beautiful chapter starts with, obey your king, whoever it is. Well, that is again in the New Testament. Romans chapter 13 said, honor the king, honor your authorities. Exactly the same thing. From verse 10 all the way to the end, it's all about fear God and acknowledge that you don't know it all, and you will never know it all. You will never understand it all. God is in charge. Only God knows what's happening, and only God is in charge. And in the middle of all that, we are again reminded on verse 15. Rejoice in the Lord. Enjoy the life God has given you. Enjoy the blessings God has given you. Do what you do with the joy of the Lord in your heart. I'm going to read this verse 15. So I command the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for man under the sun than to eat and drink and be merry. For this joy will accompany him in his labor during the days of his life, that God gives him under the sun. Of course, Bible can be very stretchy. What I mean is, people take various Bible verses to justify their actions. Some might read this verse and says, well, I'm going to drink and get drunk. Well, the Bible doesn't say drink and get drunk. It says rejoice in your life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the blessings God has given you. It doesn't say abuse what God has given you. It says enjoy it. And so, friends, there is a lot to think and ponder about in this. I pray that it will be a blessing to you. God willing, tomorrow we're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 9. God bless you and goodbye.